Action.
Alright, so we're back here today, and what this video is going to teach us is after we've added mixed numbers together, sometimes we get some really strange results, and what we're going to teach you today is how do you process a result like this one. So in our class today, we started off with this problem. We had a couple of really normal looking fractions, 10 and 13/15. So this is a mixed number, 10 and 13/15. It's a mixed number because it's a mixture of whole numbers, 10, and the fraction, 13/15. And then we have 4 and 13/15. The trouble is, the only reason I'm making this video is, you see, all you got to do to add these together is, first we add the wholes, then we add the parts. So we add the wholes together, and you can see we get 14, 10 plus 14, or 4 is 14. And then we add these together, 13 plus 13 is 26/15. Now, you know what? The 14 is okay. We all use numbers. We've been using whole numbers since we were little kids. Good job. We got the 14. The problem is that in this mixed number, the part of it that's a fraction is kind of overfilled. We call it an improper fraction. What we have to do is to break this down and to do what's called regrouping. Actually, this is very similar to what you learned in grade school about when you add two numbers like 8 and 9 and you have to carry and regroup it into the tens column when you're adding basic numbers. This is the same thing. What we're going to do is learn how to regroup 26/15 and convert that into a whole number and another fraction. And we're going to rewrite this as a new form. I have to also tell you, 14 and 26/15 is not technically a wrong answer. It's just not simplified and finished. We need to learn how to finish the problems. Let's go over here, and to do this and to teach you this, I need you to first understand something and to recognize this. Is that what I'm going to use for this example is chocolate bars. Chocolate bars. So we look, and sometimes they would package chocolate bars like this into a grid system. Here's another example. This is a 2x3 grid, so you can see there's two across and 3 going back. The one I'm going to use for my example on that uses SketchUp is we're going to zoom in, and okay, there's not very many companies that put fractions. Usually these would say like the company name, like Hershey's on the chocolate bar. Hey, today this is going to say 1/15. So what we're going to look at is the whole thing for this problem. One whole is actually a chocolate bar that has 15 parts. And you notice that makes sense from this model because if you look at our problem was out of 15ths. All right, so let's take a look at this. Because our mixed number was 14 and 26/15, the 14 part tells me I'd better have more than one chocolate bar. I'd better have 2, and you zoom out, you can see
14 chocolate bars.
Is that we actually have 14 whole chocolate bars. You could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So these are like chocolate bars that somebody has unwrapped out of the foil. They're ready to eat, but they're still together. They're a whole. Now, the next part of this shows me that we have 26/15. Now, what does that look like? Those aren't going to be 26 whole chocolate bars. Those are going to be 26 of the little 1/15 squares. They're tiny. So we're going to take a look at that. And if I move this over, now if I zoom into this part, you can see that each one of these is a small 1/15, just like these, except they've been broken up into pieces. Let's pretend for a second. Basically, I know that we wouldn't want to do this, and they wouldn't actually go back together, but let's pretend that your job, this is what you have to do. You have to make these back into as many whole chocolate bars as you possibly can. Now listen, if we look at these, what we know is if I look at a chocolate bar and I zoom into this whole one, we know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of these parts it would take to make one whole. Julius, do you have a question?
Yeah, it's like 3 by 5.
Yes, exactly. 3 times 5 equals 15. Exactly. And that's why I chose chocolate bars for this. Because 15ths, when you do pizzas, when I model with pizza, most people don't cut it up into weird slices like 15. I've seen 16 quite often, but 15 is kind of an odd number. So anyways, let's take a look at this, and let's go through, and I'm just going to show you. If I took 1, 2, 3, try that again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of these, and I put them into a new chocolate bar, and I made another one. Set it right there. Now, the rest of this stuff is going to give us our answer. I'm going to move these together so we can see them a little better. The rest of this will give us our answer. Let's go zoom out and see what this whole thing looks like. All right. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 whole chocolate bars. And
11 left.
now be careful, it still takes 15 to make the whole. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
So let's talk about what we have. We have 15 whole chocolate bars with 11 15ths left over. So basically, what you're going to have here is when you do this problem and you get done with it, let's go ahead and open with Paint. And we'll finish this problem up with the Microsoft Painting program here. This program comes free with Windows, so everybody should have this. I don't suggest you necessarily do your math like this all the time, especially if we have the wrong colors. So let's try a different brush here, a little bigger. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. So that's equal to. Well, that sure isn't bright enough or dark enough, is it? So that's equal to the whole number of 15 and 11 parts of the chocolate bar, and those are still 15ths. Okay. Hey, to recapitulate, that means to say again, to go over it again. Let's go through this. First we add the wholes, then we add the parts. But sometimes our fractions don't look right. They're improper fractions as a part of a mixed number. In our case, it was 26 over 15. We divided 15 into 26. We got that it was one whole, which made our 14 into 15, and we had 11 15ths left over. To see the drawing again of it, you can see it. There's our 15 wholes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 15ths. Zoom in, you can see they're 1/15 each. So, this will help you regroup mixed numbers. Thank you guys for listening.